In this video, we're going to talk about the one most desired bag from 8 different luxury handbag brands. Will my list match up with yours? Stay tuned to find out. Hi YouTube, Autumn Beckman here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My channel is all about luxury living on a budget, from high-end luxury handbags and small goods to the everyday luxuries of life. If that sounds interesting to you, please make sure you subscribe, click the bell notification icon to be notified when I post new videos, and be sure to like the videos that you enjoy. And one of the perks of subscribing to my channel is you get to see my community post on your YouTube homepage, where I post deals, discount codes, sales, and rare finds related to these beautiful things we love. Now, in a recent video, I mentioned something about wish list videos, and I said I hadn't done one, and I asked you guys if you would be interested in seeing one. I feel like around the start of the new year, the luxury handbag space on YouTube is flooded with wish list videos, and that's why I don't usually do them. But several of you said you were interested in seeing one from me, so this video is kind of my take on that. What I did was make a wish list, and then from the different brands that I came up with, 8 brands that are considered luxury, I picked my top most desirable items, so the handbag that I want most from each of those 8 brands. So today I'll share that with you, and then let's see if your most desired bag from each of these brands matches up with mine or not. And you'll have to let me know in the comment section below. I'm going to go through these brands alphabetically, and they are Bottega, Chanel, Fendi, Givenchy, Gucci, Hermes, Loewe, and Louis Vuitton. Now, Bottega has never been a brand that has caught my attention all that much, although I do love their weave, the intrecciato, is that how it's pronounced? And there is a bag that has caught my eye lately. They call it the Arco Tote in the weave, but this one in particular also has pleating in the weaving, and of course it's green, which is one of my favorite colors. So I love this bag. Is it something I'd ever actually buy? Not sure, because it doesn't have any kind of closure on the top. And you know what? It actually reminds me, the shape reminds me of the Aspinall of London tote, which does have a center zip divider, at least on the larger size. So maybe I should get one of those and try it out first, because it's a lot less expensive than the Bottega. And then I could always try to find this bag on the pre-loved market if I do love it. But yeah, with Bottega, I think the thing that really attracts me to them when I'm attracted to something from them is texture. And texture is something that I've really gotten more and more into in the past year or so. Speaking of texture, next up is Chanel. And I know a lot of us, when we think of Chanel, the first thing that comes to mind is the black classic flap with gold or silver hardware. And a lot of people think that's kind of a stuffy grandma bag. But the more you get to know Chanel, the more you know that they do a variety of much more interesting things than that sort of plain leather classic flap. Beautiful bag, not putting it down, but that particular one has never been my style. I do love my reissue that I have. I have a black sequin, sort of a classic flap shape, and I have a metallic turquoise reissue clutch that also has a shoulder strap. But one of the things I do is when I see a bag that really strikes me, whether I can afford it at the time or not, I screenshot it and I put it in a folder. And what I'm about to show you is a bag that I found, I think it was on Fashion File a while back. I'm sure it's sold by now. But if I could dream up the perfect Chanel bag for me, this would be it. This is a Chanel flat bag in green and blue sequins. I love the texture of this. I love the color of this. I love everything about it. It is so gorgeous. It is so me. I think when I saw this, if I remember correctly, it was in the $5,000 something range. I've never spent that much on a handbag. I don't particularly want to, but that is one where if I had that much money to blow on a bag, it probably wouldn't take long to decide that's the one. Next up is Fendi. Now with Fendi, you may already know what I would like to get, and that is a baguette. If you've been watching my channel a while, you may remember seeing that I got a denim mama baguette a while back, and I immediately learned it wasn't working for me because it didn't have enough structure. Even when I got a custom organizer made for it to give it some more structure, it just wasn't the right bag for me. Very similar issues for me with the Louis Vuitton denim mini pleaty. That's so many words for a bag. That lack of structure and being, for me, too soft makes it kind of unusable. It's too fussy to open and close it is the main thing. And then you may remember that I got a new baguette with the embroidered FFs on it. Gorgeous bag. I loved it, but it had some what I think are quality issues, even though that was pretty standard across these bags from what I understand. But I would still love a Fendi baguette. Now this is one that I found a picture of that I love. It's kind of similar to that Chanel classic flap, but this one is beads instead of sequins. I would love to get a beaded one. A while back I was considering the Mama baguette with the black beading, and it had this like royal blue silk or satin interior. It was beautiful. Why I didn't buy one of those when they were pretty prevalent on the pre-loved market and only around $1,000, I don't know. I kind of kick myself when I think about that, but that would be one to consider. This one would probably be the dream Fendi baguette for me, except what I really want is one of the new models that has the two straps, the shoulder strap and then the crossbody strap, both of which are removable. So I'm not sure that I would buy one of the vintage styles that only has the shoulder strap, because I really see myself wearing that bag crossbody, but I definitely have not seen the perfect one for me yet. Still waiting. Now there was that green sequin one, but it wasn't the right green for me. Next is Givenchy, and for me, that's the Antigona. I feel like that bag probably went out of style a few years ago. I don't care. I've always loved it, and I've never been somebody who's particularly on trend. I just don't care about that. But this is a bag I would love to add. Probably the small size, maybe the mini. I haven't decided yet what color or leather, because there are so many options. Do I want the shiny box leather? Do I want the goat leather, which is my favorite leather? But I have things in goat, so maybe I'd want the shiny box because I don't have anything in box leather. I don't know, but someday I'll get one, and the prices are so reasonable on those now. From Gucci, for a while now I have wanted the Ophidia tote, but what I really want from Gucci, and to be honest with you, of all the bags I'm talking to you about today, this is at the very top of my list. I really, really want this bag. I've had a couple chances to buy it and have passed for some idiotic reason. Again, kick myself. But the Gucci Dionysus hobo in this pattern. So it has the Supreme GGs in the background, the flowers down the side, and then that tiger head. Now I have this bag with the two dogs in black leather on the background, and I love it. So I know that I would love the style here, and this one is just so pretty, and they're so opposite, the two bags. One's really dark, and then this one is more light and springtime and playful. Well, the other one's playful too, but dark colors. But oh, I love this bag. It doesn't come up that often, but it comes up often enough that it's certainly not impossible to find. Now from Hermes, to be honest, I included Hermes here out of sort of a feeling of obligation. There's really nothing much I want from Hermes in terms of handbags. I mean, I'd love to have a Kelly or a Birkin, but the prices on those. So speaking more realistically, an Evelyn is probably the bag I would go with. And again, I don't know what color. Do I want a gold one that's just a classic, goes with everything? Or do I want something a little more fun, like a green one? I do like this malachite that's currently on Fashion File. Or do I want more of a bright green? I don't know. I haven't thought about it that hard because it's Hermes and I'm just not that into their handbags. Next up is Loewe. They have a few bags I want too. The puzzle bag would be the obvious choice, I think. And I would love to get a puzzle bag in the size small, either in a brown, or I love this one with the different colored greens too. But I think what I might want even more, maybe, I don't know, this is really debatable. I really went back and forth on this one, is the flamenco. Probably, I don't know which size either. I was going to say probably in the larger size, but I don't know. I know I'd want it in a green because I've seen some really pretty greens from them. And I have plenty of totes, don't we all? But this one has some style to it. It has that little ruching at the top with the drawstring, and I just think it's really pretty, and I've never seen anything like it. Now Coach has the Andy. That's one of their outlet bags. It looks a lot like the Loewe Flamenco. And I got that bag before, and I just wanted a bigger size, I think. I would love to get the Loewe Flamenco, but the prices. Loewe is expensive, even pre-loved. Now Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton has so many different styles, and they're coming out with new things all the time. If I was to sit down and write down everything that I would love to add to my collection someday, the Louis Vuitton list would be the longest, I'm sure. Two things pop into mind immediately. One is the side trunk. That's the one where it's a trunk on the sides and it's soft in the middle. Beautiful, would love to have one of those, but realistically, I'm not sure how often I would use it. I feel like the corners being so boxy and structured might be a problem for me, but maybe it wouldn't. I don't know. I also love the trunk clutch much, but not in the classic monogram and reverse monogram. I think I would get it in the black epi leather. But what I chose as my top most desirable bag from Louis Vuitton is actually something more practical. It's something I wanted for years and something I know I would use. I still just haven't found quite the right one, and that is a Speedy, but in empreinte leather. Now, I don't have any bags from Louis Vuitton at this point in empreinte leather. I've wanted one for years, and the Speedy is probably, if I look at my Louis Vuitton collection and I'm thinking about what I would use the most, so what is the most practical for me really, it's the Speedy. So it makes sense that I would get a Speedy in empreinte. I just don't know if I want the older style that has the pocket on the front and the smaller LVs imprinted on it, or do I want one of the more modern ones that has a few changes to the design elements. I would want a bandolier version. And what color would I want? Do I want black? Do I want more of a taupe, or I don't know. I don't know. This is why I don't have one yet, but someday. So let me know in the comment section below from these brands, or make a list of other brands if you want. What is your top most desired bag from those brands? Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Hope to see you back here next time, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.